The great wealth transfer is supposed to take place in the coming decades, with baby boomers passing along about $84 trillion in assets to millennials, according to a Citizens Bank survey. Our next guest says that millennials are not ready for this influx of cash. Here to discuss why and tell us why is Sal Buscemi, who is the Brahmin Partners co-founder and managing partner. Those are fighting words for me, Sal. I'm a millennial. I feel like I'm kind of ready. I might not be fully ready. I still want my family members to be around, of course. But how can we be more prepared, perhaps, than we already are?
Hey, Brad, thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure and a privilege. To be frank with you, the millennials, as far as the wealth transfer that we're seeing at the higher levels, meaning the top 1,000th of 1%, there's usually strategies in place with these families to make sure that that wealth moves over in a meaningful way. But when you're looking at the middle class and you're looking at 401ks and other things like that, I think what you're going to see is that they're not prepared for it. But I don't think that that is really going to take the beneficiaries, meaning people like yourselves, the millennials, that far going forward with the way inflation has been ripping for the past year and a half at least.
Where is the majority of that wealth transfer in terms of the types of assets that we're expecting to transfer over? Where is the majority of that kind of sitting right now?
Majority of that, at least that I look at, are in real estate, commercial real estate mostly, and of course, real estate all over the country. But it also resides too in private equity and venture. You're starting to see private credit, meaning instead of people going to a bank for a loan, they're going to wealthy families, and there's these pools of credit that are available that allow people to sort of insulate themselves from risk in a different way to be able to participate in a different way as far as income streams are concerned. And then there's also the stock market too as well, and that's mostly driven by middle class savings and 401ks and other tax advantage vehicles, and that'll send over. And I think don't forget that Uncle Sam's going to want his cut of the take too before that transfers over as well. It might not be the most efficient transfer, but he's waiting there with his hand out.
Yeah, always seemingly. So for actionable tips that people can start to put to work right now as they're having their own family financial planning, what are some of the actionable, perhaps 3 ways that people can start talking about the great wealth transfer at the dinner table, over phone calls, at family events, so that they can better position themselves?
It's a very good question. It's also a very emotionally charged answer. And I think the sooner that you have the details up front with who's getting what and how much, that would be great. You don't see that very often until it's post-mortem in a will, and that causes all sorts of contention. Number 2, I would advise everybody here to really get their own private wealth advisor beforehand, so they know what's going on, so that there's going to be a smooth transition, because you are going to need someone to hold your hand through this process, especially when you're dealing with, for some, would be lottery sums of money, millions of dollars being transferred to them. And then after that, what you have to really do is prepare to yourself before you do inherit all of this. What do you want to do with it? What are you looking to do? Are you looking to put your sons and daughters through college? Are you looking to start a business? Are you looking to do something with a foundation, or something perhaps as it relates to charity work? And that's really something that a lot of people are always thinking about. It's like, once I have this wealth, what do I do with it next? And depending on your personal needs, you can take it very far.
All right. Sal Buscemi, who is the Brahmin Partners co-founder and managing partner. Great to have you here with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.